Welcome to a special event, special edition of MITA Unshackled. We do all kinds of things at MITA Unshackled, education, networking, and today we're doing a preview of the Arizona High Times Cannabis Cup, which we're pleased to be involved with as an organization, and we're thrilled to welcome Mark to the MITA Unshackled realm. And we've invited some special guests to ask questions because I don't know all the questions to ask of Mark. And there's members of the industry who are going to want to know what the hell is going on with this project. I'll give an overview. Mark will give an overview. Then we'll have our guests ask questions of Mark. Hopefully we'll get enough information out there to share with the community so you understand what's going on, how it works, and how you can participate. That sound good, guys? I got Dell from the thumbs up. So Mark, take it away. Let us know who you are, how long you've been at High Times. If you want to give a little synopsis of what High Times is, where it's at as a company, and then talk about your project and admit.
Beautiful. Thank you, Demitri. Everybody here, MITA. Appreciate you guys having us. First name's Mark, last name's Kaz. A lot of people just call me Kaz. I got my teammates on the line, the wonderful Joey, Sarah, and Vince. We are the Cannabis Cup team. So we run competitions to highlight the best cannabis producers, cultivators, and manufacturers in each state as we tour this country. And Arizona is one of our next cups in November. So second time we've ever done this. We had an amazing cup in 2021. So we are hoping to come back, work with all the new producers, such as Tina here on the call, old producers like Jars, and all the great fun brands that have worked with us in the past. But in a nutshell, we're coming to Arizona. We're working with Health for Life as our main partner. So we're going to be there in Phoenix to gather all product from anybody who reserves their entries. So right now, call to action is if you guys think you have some of the best flower, concentrates, pre-rolls, vape pens, edibles, even topicals, tinctures, or capsules, we want to know. We want to get you guys signed up now to submit products into the competition, and we can go through all the entry requirements and details, like so on and so forth. But we're going to be gathering all that product. We build 2,000 judge kits, all by category. And then we're dispersing those out to upwards of 30 dispensaries across the entire state of Arizona so that your product is going to the hands of new buyers, new inventory managers, new retailers, and then ultimately into the hands of consumers, which is people's choice. It's very open to the public. So we're getting the OG growers who know how to talk about terpene profiles, but we're also getting the new soccer moms who are trading out, their glass of wine for a pre-roll or a lotion at the end of the night. So we want to hear from you guys. We want to get the judges to judge your product, give you real feedback, and then all of that feedback goes to you guys after the award show, which is where we announce first, second, and third place winners for each of the categories that we have. And we get these beautiful Cannabis Cup trophies out to everybody, which are new and improved over the past year. Camera's getting a little blurry over here, but that's the main goal. Open to getting into more details, but Demitri, don't want to take up too much of the intro. While we're waiting, I'll just go through some of the categories. So we have an indica flower category. So anybody who is creating some of the best indica flower, we want you guys. We have sativa flower. We have hybrid flower. So all flower is going to be in different categories. Then we're doing a pre-rolls category. We're doing a new infused pre-rolls category. Then we do a solvent concentrates category, a non-solvent concentrates category for all the rosins in the world. And then we do rosin vape pens, non-rosin vape pens, edible gummies and fruit chews. And then lastly,
you have to admit people up top.
There we go. We hear you now, Demitri.
All right, can you hear me? And
yes,
you
sir.
got people, there's people to admit up there as well. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, so tell us about High Times. Your company, what you guys been up to. Everybody wants to know the latest about High Times.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming up on 50 years of being in business. Obviously started in New York as a underground newspaper syndicate in New York, all about counterculture. The first issue was a girl eating mushrooms. But yeah, focus on cannabis. We're still pumping out great content on our editorial side for business, science, politics, grow tips, you name it, we're covering it. And yeah, we've been doing these Cannabis Cup People's Choice models for the past 3 years since the pandemic hit. So we just want to go state to state. Everybody thinks they're the best, right? I have the best flower, screw everybody else, yada, yada, yada. We want to put people's money where their mouth is and help identify who really has the best. And it's not just, it's not just the heady heads opinion who count. It's really the hardworking people who are spending their hard-earned money at the dispensary to keep these brands afloat and making these purchasing decisions that will keep the retailers buying more of that product. So we want to reach those people. We want to get you guys into these competition kits, into the hands of retailers and into the hands of judges. So the competitions are continuing all across the country. Yeah, I've been getting to dispensaries. A lot to discuss. A lot. But
how do companies get involved with this project? And I'm trying to understand, they donate product and then it goes out to judges.
Yeah. So first question. So if anybody on here, competition@hightimes.com. That is the email you want to contact, unless you already have, a rep from High Times or any of our emails. We all monitor that inbox. It's going to be competition@hightimes.com. We'll get you guys all the details, get you guys the deck, everything you need to know. And then, yes, you guys are typically, we used to charge a lot of money to enter, and then we would require a small amount of product, and that would only go to about 28 judges. Now we're requiring much more product. So for example, a flower category, we would need 228 1-gram units of flower individually packaged and labeled. Each of those units is going into a new judge kit, going to a new judge. So it's properly utilized and judged by different people. And now we'll take deposits just to make sure that, nobody bails on us and leaves us, high and dry. But at the end of the submission process, you guys will get all that money back for the deposits that you submitted. And if anybody has any, crazy barrier entries, if you guys are coming from MITA, we trust you guys. We are happy to, try to waive some fees for any special case scenarios.
Yeah. And if you have a question, feel free just to chime in and ask it. I'll just ask a few more questions. Is there a website that people can go learn all about this? You said you got an email, but a website?
Yeah, cannabiscup.com. We obviously have a ton of cups running. So go to cannabiscup.com, find the Arizona page. That'll give you guys all the details. And then, yeah, competition@hightimes.com. There's that listed on the website as well. And that's where we'll be able to get into all the nitty-gritty details and, answer specific vendor-specific questions.
How are the judges picked? Who are the judges?
So luckily, it's all first come, first serve. So this is what the People's Choice model has been for the past 3 years. We used to have to make people apply, go through this process, and then we would hand select them. But it was mostly, friends of friends and homies of High Times, so on and so forth. But we have all the thousands of people saying, I want to be a judge. My palate matters. My voice matters.
Right.
Like, let me be a judge. So we opened that up, and now we are doing 2,000 judge kits as opposed to 200 judge kits was what we used to do. Open to the public. That's why every dispensary, and we're also open to dispensary partners for anybody who might have friends at dispensaries. We are going to be evaluating some new dispensaries, driving traffic to those dispensaries, and there's usually lines of people waiting outside of each dispensary to buy these judge kits. So it's pretty cool.
Well, like for example, in Arizona, where you have like Jars, for example, they have some brands of their own, and then there's a lot of other brands that the people want and are carried by Jars. Jars really doesn't have a house brand called Jars. I don't think so. Jars Flower. It's called something else. Do the dispensary names matter at all in your
cup?
I mean,
great question. We do like to keep a separation of church and state. So if, let's say, for example, Dalen, Jars, you guys are submitting product under a different brand, but you're also a retailer, we would make sure that none of your retail employees, or really, for anybody who's competing in the cup, we do not want you guys or your teammates, staff members, affiliates to be buying and judging these kits. We want to keep it very, non-biased and make sure that nobody from one brand is buying kits and judging favorably for their own brand. So yes, we tell that to all the brands. We tell that to all the retailers. We don't let retailers sell kits to their own staff, especially if they're in the competition. And we even limit it to the first few days, even if they're not in the competition, because we want other general consumers, not industry people, judging this, because that's really who's spending money at the dispensaries.
So that's good. Jars is a good example. Truly, there's all kinds of different examples we could use. And thank you for joining us. So Jars, if they have a flower brand or an edible brand, et cetera, they just enter as that brand and nobody knows it's from Jars. And so in this competition, this cup, the retailers are kind of not, it's not that they're irrelevant. It's just that they're not promoted or included in any kind of way. You guys follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, and to the contrary, they're actually one of the more important pieces. So the vendors,
but not
obviously
included
they're
like
going
from a promotional standpoint. They're not being promoted, which is fine.
No, we
because
promote the hell out of them, actually. Yeah, because we want to tell everybody where to go to get these judge kits, and we want these judge kits to get in the hands of judges as soon as possible. And usually they do. They fly off shelves. So any retailers, hit me up, Dalen, let me know. Would love to chat with you and your team. But the retailers are heavily promoted. We send a bunch of postcards out to them so they can hand that out to customers, and we're driving traffic to their stores. And most of the time, there's a line of people. Some retailers have even said, hey, I broke my best sales record on this day of on sale because we had all these people buying judge kits. And, these judge kits will be at, real values. They're not, sold for $5.
Okay, fantastic. So the retailers are included in the sense that they want to participate because they want traffic being driven to their locations, but they're not competing. They're not part of the competition.
Yeah, correct. There's no awards for retailers. They're not competing. In a way, they're competing. Hey, and we're actually thinking about this. So Joey and my team, we've been trying to come up with a great way to incentivize retailers to really, promote and tell their bud tenders to make it a priority so that we can give awards for best retailer, who is easiest to work with, who did the best, distribution of the judge kits, so on and so forth. But as of now, not competing in the competition, not winning any Cannabis Cup awards, focused on the brand, the products.
Yeah. And that's okay. Cause Jars Retail loves Jars Retail, Jars Flower, well, whatever. I don't even know the flower brand over at Jars. Sorry, apologize. But the different brands exist independently. They have a life of their own. A TrueMed might have a brand that one day, a vape pen that might one day be in Texas or New Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay. I'm just trying to understand conceptually the motivation. So obviously retailers should be motivated to be involved because you're driving traffic. However high times can drive traffic. However, the competition drives traffic and publicity. There's another admit up there, to their stores. And then the brands are heavily motivated because it's competition, and who doesn't want to win a competition?
Exactly. So yeah, it's been pretty great. This model has worked very well for us over the past 3-4 years. The brands, this is one of the best ways to get your products into the hands of consumers who actually are high value consumers, and that they're actually going to judge the product. Oftentimes people say, hey, look, yeah, I give samples out to bud tenders and I never get feedback, or they just tell me, yeah, it was amazing, because, they're not, it's not anonymous. So we're getting anonymous feedback. It can be wonderfully positive. It can be brutally negative, but it's all true and honest feedback that we want to give back to you guys so that what people are saying. And then, on the retailer end, there's monetary and promotional benefits to it. So a lot of promotions going to the retails, a lot of great opportunities to get content, new customer data, and just engaging with, customers that are high value.
Timelines. You guys are already accepting people, and you're accepting people until when? What's the date again?
Yeah, so we're accepting vendors now. We're talking to retailers now. Intake is going to happen November 6th through 8th. So we have literally 1 month for you guys to get your product ready. Everything is going to be fully branded. It's not blind, so full retail ready, AZ, DHS approved, individually packaged units. We're going to take that in November 6th through 8th at the Health for Life facility in Phoenix. And we're taking reservations now up until each slot fills up. So we can only have a certain number of slots per category based on purchase limits. So we'll never go over 28 grams of flour in certain markets, so on and so forth. So yeah, would love anybody who thinks they're the best. We want to get the Ferraris in now, and all the Chevrolets and Toyota Corollas can come in later.
All right.
Mark, did you say there was going to be was there a beverage?
So any beverages, we're going to work on case by case. We have had we want to kind of talk to you if it's going to be glass, things like that, because some transport and some retailers haven't handled it super properly. But yes, beverages would go into the edible non-gummies category.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Definitely a logistical challenge, you guys. This is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and that's why we fly out there. We're there on site, manning or managing the process from start to finish for 2 weeks. But again, Health for Life, they have an amazing, incredible staff, so we'll be working alongside them and making sure that all this goes smooth.
And the judging will be, I guess, the last 2 weeks of November, you said?
Yeah, so all the judge kits go out to the public starting Saturday, November 18th. So that's when all these retailers can expect a bunch of people waiting outside of their dispensary. And then everybody is getting up until, I'm going to check my notes here, but it's 2 months of judging. So judging will end January 21st, and then we'll announce the winners, currently scheduled for Monday, February 5th. But Demitri, as you know, we might be pairing up with Mita on one of your late January or February events to host the award show in person at the media event.
Well, I don't want to change your dates at all, but our last Mita is like January 30th, 31st. That would be really right on right there. So we offer that open up as a venue, and we have a pretty good reach at this point.
So I mean, if you want to bring the whole High Times community, the judges, the vendors, everybody to that event, we'll I know you and I still have calls to have, so we'll figure out if we can do that in January, which would limit the judging time frame. Some people don't like that. Some people are like, cool, I've been done for 2 weeks, but maybe we'll do the February as well. So we'll talk options.
It's just 7 days there, so be fine.
You'd be surprised as to how many people are like, I need every single day. I got 28 grams of flour. I got to get this done, because it's not an easy judging process. It's not just like, yes, I like these top 3. It is going in and it is picking, the jars, Moonbow number 12. How does it look 1 through 10? How does it smell 1 through 10? How does it feel 1 through 10? Comment section. And we want people to be novelists and poets when they talk about their experience. We don't want people to just say, yeah, it tasted good, got me high. I opened the jar, I smelled lemony diesel aromas, bright green fluffy buds right as I poured it out, ground it into, in my grinder, rolled a joint, took a hike with my girlfriend, or fell asleep on the couch with my boyfriend eating a box of pizza.
I judge by logos.
I hope not.
No, I'm just kidding. There's a Bake Bros logo right here on my computer.
It's been we love Bake Bros.
Their redesign. I think it's one of the first stickers you guys got, Del. But so, okay, we got a lot of information. That's really good. We're going to send this out. I promise you, we'll get 13,000 opens, 700 click-throughs. The video will go through. People will see this. I'll get a better understanding. But it's perfect. We have Del and Dalen from Jars. Could you guys real quickly ask a couple questions? Is it clear to you how brands participate, Del? And then Dalen, is it clear to you how retailers participate?
Yeah, I think for us, Luca, who is our marketing manager, is already on this. This is us going for our 3rd Cannabis Cup. We've got 2, and thank you. The first one's 2014 was the People's Choice Award in Denver, and Modest Yahoo gave the award to the 2 founders. So it was kind of a special. That's really what launched our company, is that event. And so we're super excited. I'm looking at, kind of the project management, piece that we have for this. And I've got a lot of the dates that you've already called out. I made a couple adjustments on this, but I think we're locked in, ready to go. We've got, a new rosin gummy that we're excited about that we want to share with everybody, see what they think.
What's cool. Logistics, work, everything you understand, how to get involved, everything good, easy peasy?
Yeah, I think we're good on that. Like I said, I'm looking at a lot of the details that are already in here that you covered, and I think we're good to go. Yeah, we got you guys. Dallin, what do you think?
We've been waiting patiently to release our internal brands. We've been really focused on the retail expansion this past year, so haven't quite released anything under a quote unquote 3rd party yet, but they're right around the corner. We have quite a few SKUs under that Jars Cannabis name, but again, want to make sure we come with our best foot forward when we do release those brands, and we'll more than likely be entering next year as a brand. As far as retailer goes, we would love to be a part of it. Mark, I'm not sure if that would be yourself or somebody else I would be in contact with, but we'd love to be a part of it there. I know last year you guys just used the one provider, right? It was just the Harvest True Leaf organization. And felt left out like a sad puppy. So here we are this year go around. We will be fully on board, and I guess we can connect offline here on what that looks like for us.
Pretty clear how Dallin, pretty clear how retailers get involved. They just contact Mark and they're being asked for just some simple to carry it.
Yep. We'll bring it all into distro, deliver all those ourselves. So it'll be nice, easy drop for you guys, and we'll make sure each store gets an adequate amount.
Yeah, you're good.
100%. And quick note on that for anybody who is in the retailer world, this year is going to be much better. Again, Health for Life has a lot of great compliance heads, and we're actually going to be building the kits ourselves instead of delivering them to retail, which I know, we had an exclusive partner last year, so you guys didn't deal with this, but much more of an easier process this year. So excited to make it very, very simple for you guys.
So excuse my lack of sorry, go ahead. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is that all, and it might be too detailed, and we can do all this offline, of course, but is that all gonna be each kit on a single line item with a specific usable and a specific price point, or are we gonna accept all the flour on this line item, all the vape here, all the edibles here?
It's going to be
How is it
one
gonna come on
tag
an
per
invoice?
category. And let's say one store gets 10 indica flour.
Dude,
you'll
you're the
have
best.
one-
Seriously, it already feels better.
Somebody is
Sorry, Destiny. So you'll get, like, let's say indica flour, you get 10 of those kits, one tag which culminates 28 different SKUs or so, and then a quantity of 10 for that. So it'd be like 10 eaches of 28 SKUs within that culminated tag.
Okay, and
Yeah.
no kit would be over that 28-gram limit on 5 grams of concentrate, correct?
Correct. Everything will be under purchase
Mhm.
limits. We're going to be double checking everything as it comes in. And then furthermore, as we bundle it, making sure that that final bundled amount is still under purchase limits. And retailers, like we do a full grid, we do retailer training calls. So we're going to make sure that you guys feel super comfortable and confident with the entire process. And then you have the list of all SKUs per category. You have the metric IDs per category, everything you need to know to make it super easy for your ingestion team.
Beautiful.
Hey, Mark,
Excellent.
in addition to obviously the product, right, which you've made clear needs to be ready for, putting on the shelves, what additional collateral can we send with that, right? Informational pieces? Is there an opportunity for us to, put something on there that maybe, covers some information not included on the packaging, right? And stuff like this that gives a little bit deeper dive to educate those people that are looking, so they know what this is. What is available to put in there? Can I add something in there? Is that hey, no, just the product, nothing else?
Great question, Del. So first answer is, hey, just the product. We don't want to have a bunch of extra things that are potentially incentivizing people to vote for them or things like that. So our sponsors will be able to put in, some small swag items, lighters, hats, t-shirts, whatever else. But for any general vendor, we're keeping it very simple. All that to say, if you got, what we do recommend and what we've had a lot of people have success in is have a QR code sticker on there that leads them to your social media or your website or anything else, or like a bottleneck tag that is on that product. So if there's something that's directly adhered or attached to the item, we have no issue with it. But if it's like, an extra pamphlet, things like that, we don't really want to confuse people with that. And we, no matter what it's on, whether it's a bag, a neck tag or any type of item, we don't want to incentivize or encourage anybody to vote for your specific product. So as long as that is, clearly clear to everybody, we just want to make sure nobody is saying, hey, vote for us and we'll give you this or hook you up with that or whatever else.
Yeah, and I understand the swag piece for sure, with, that being a potential to influence. I think our product that we've entered is a live hash rosin product. And so this is something that I would assume the people buying these judge kits, right, are familiar with. And I don't want to assume that. There's a big difference between that active ingredient that we're using in that product and a distillate or a resin or even a rosin product that's not live hash rosin, right? And what distinguishes those active ingredients makes a big difference. We've developed some things that kind of clearly show, okay, this is the difference. I get it. Solventless. This is not cured. So that's what I was asking, if we could add something like that. It sounds like the answer is no.
Yeah, I mean, in general, no, but, shoot me an email. Let's look at what you're trying to do. Let's see if we can figure out a way where it's not, an additional piece of material. but I 100% agree with you. I think it's very important to identify, what is rosin and how does that differ? Just like we encourage people who do living soil to also include something on their packaging or informational pieces, even online, because a lot of people aren't focusing on the fact that living soil is very much different and it can render different effects and terpene profiles. So we're with you. We're all about consumer education. I think we're going to move away from indica sativa hybrid, soon. Who knows when, but leaning more towards competition categories that are more terpene specific or effect specific.
Hey, this has been great. Unless anybody has a really important, this is a perfect 23 minutes. We created like an infomercial. Dallin and Dell, from the retail and brand perspective, Jars is one of the most important retail groups in Arizona. Bake Bros is one of the most important brands in Arizona. Ask some pointed questions. I think we should wrap it up. People can reach out to you, and this has been fantastic. Does anybody else feels if there's some detail that we missed that people should get? Any questions or any thoughts? I think we got a pretty good overview of what's going down. Mark, why don't you close us out and then let people know. Actually, we'll put the email and the website on our email blast. It will go out sometime in the next couple of days. It reaches 35,000 people. We get about 13,000 open. If we do not get 632 click-throughs, I will buy you dinner.
All right, I'm counting on that.
So yeah, we screwed up, guys. In the last one, we forgot to put the right link in there, so that was our bad. But this one will be good. And we use our ACN too. That goes out to like 50,000 consumers, but we never use that. And, that will get about 10,000 opens. I don't know how many click-throughs, but so it'll be fantastic. And we'll get the word out to everyone that you're in town, that you're coming to town and what's going on. And thank you guys for participating and specifically Jars and Bake Bros for making this a perfectly put together infomercial for the High Times Cannabis Cup. But go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, thank you guys. Look, we want to talk to anybody and everybody. We understand that people have concerns about competitions in general. People are confused. They think that there might be pay to play or whatever else. We are here to let you know that we are full integrity. We want this competition to be judged by the people and not affected by brands or somebody who's trying to, favor somebody else. So open to good feedback, bad feedback, any questions, large or small. Please email us, competition@hightimes.com, and we will hop on the phone with you guys and talk to anybody and everybody, because we understand that this isn't, something that's easily digestible just from a 20-minute call. And you guys are super busy. You're running a cannabis business. It's the Wild West, and I'm sure you don't want any more headaches or extra work on your plate. But I promise you, this has been very worthwhile for brands, very worthwhile for retailers. And we just want to, come back in and help highlight the best brands, new or small, see who's putting out the best products, and then get you guys these beautiful trophies and help launch more brands, just like we did with Bake Bros in 2014.
Excellent. Well, please go to the website, check out the High Times Cannabis Cup. If you're a consumer seeing this, you're seeing the inside of the industry, how it works and how things come together. It's great. If you're in the industry seeing this, you're learning how to participate. So thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you for the pointed questions. Jars, Bake Bros, and thank you to High Times for coming back to Arizona.
Thank you, Mita. Appreciate you guys having us. Much love. We hope to hear from all of you very, very soon.
Thank you. You can use a Jars jacket, by the way.
I know. I love that.
They come in black and like a team of them.
I love it. Dalen, I'll shoot you an email right now.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.